All right, I keep thinking of other things I want to share here, so being captive in the car, I'll share some of those. Here's some info on how the pedal works right now. So, instructions I got from Jason, and they work just as explained, are just like any other time. Cruise control has to be on, and then if I go ahead and set, autopilot is engaged, and my auto steering works, but the bolt is still doing speed control. So if I want to have the pedal take over with speed control, I have to cancel cruise control, which you see on my dash. I have the white indicator that cruise is on but not enabled, but the Eon is controlling speed. As you can see, I'm at 65 miles per hour, steady here, actually 66. And then it'll slow down and speed up based on the traffic ahead of me, as long as it's tracking it. That's an important thing to know, is make sure you got the triangle on the vehicle in front of you, that it's tracking it. If it's not, it may not be responding. And as we all know, this is early software. Proceed with caution and don't trust beyond a reasonable point, but it does a pretty good job. As you can see here, we've slowed down to 59 on the speedometer, 58 on the Eon. They're always about 1 mile per hour off, I've seen, although right there they match now. So they're both on 60 for the moment. Anyway, I think there was something else I want to mention. On the pedal stuff, let's stay on topic. If you hit the brake, you're going to get a loud error saying take control immediately. I think there's some tuning here in the code Jason's mentioned he'd like to do. Same thing, if I hit the cancel or the regen on demand paddle, I'm going to get that loud, annoying error, which I don't really want. In fact, just about anything you do to normally cancel cruise control will cause that error. The one thing that won't, and the one way to successfully turn off Openpilot and the speed control if you don't want it, is to press the cruise control main button. If I press that, it successfully disengages normally, no errors. And then I can just turn it back on and be ready to set again once I get to a speed or something. But right now, speed control is speeding up, slowing down with traffic, doing a great job. You can see my feet down there aren't doing anything. Sorry about the farmer tan legs. Steering wheel has no hands on it. It's just cruising along here, keeping me in my lane. And my driver detection is working fantastic since I moved the device back into the center of the window. So I think that's about it on the pedal control, how it works. Oh, one other thing I did notice, I tested this, and I've seen some things that maybe Jason will be tuning this or not, but if you press this plus or minus when this is engaged, it will immediately re-engage the bolt to control the speed. And it will honor, and it won't give you any alarms or errors. It'll let you slow down and speed up 1 mile at a time. The interesting thing is, for every button press on the Eon, for the max, it changes it by 5 miles per hour. So you can very quickly, what I sped up like, I want to say 5 miles an hour according to the bolt. And then when I hit cancel to have the pedal take back over speed control, the Eon was wanting to go max of 90. So look out for that. Be aware of that. There's some stuff I'm sure still to work out there. And one final thing is, and I like this, I hope we can keep this somehow because it's pretty cool. With the way it is now, on the pedal control, Jason has it disabled to disengage when you hit the gas pedal, and it's kind of nice if you want to, I think he's mentioned this, close the follow gap. I'm pressing the pedal right now, and I'm speeding up on this vehicle in front of me. Even though it is closer than the Eon would want to follow, the auto steer is still engaged and working. It's just I've added more pedal there. I keep thinking I'm done, and I'm not. Sorry, guys. The final thing is, you notice I'm in drive. Driving this vehicle before I had Openpilot, always L. I like the single pedal. I don't use the brakes. Very rarely do I use the brakes. But the speed control is much smoother in drive. And as long as your battery is not full, it does a pretty good job slowing down and speeding up with traffic. If you do find that like traffic is at a standstill in front of you and you want to try and let Openpilot slow you down, which I'd advise caution on, you could shift into L and it will definitely slow down faster when you're in L. But I find when you're in L with the speed control, there seems to be a little bit of a lurching. It's less noticeable at high speeds, at interstate and highway speeds, but definitely at slower speeds it's noticeable. In drive, even I'd say like 30 miles an hour. I was going through a city back here that was 30 miles an hour, and I was letting the Openpilot handle speed control and follow traffic, and I was going 30 miles an hour through the city smoothly with the pedal control enabled. So I don't know if you just saw in the Eon if I had the camera there, but it said driver appears distracted. So I was looking down a little bit. It's working as it should right now, and it's keeping me honest. So that may be it for now. I'll see if there's any more. You're gonna get 2 videos today, and I'm not good about doing these regularly. So anything else anybody wants to know or would like to see covered here, just let me know. I will get around to it when I can. Took some days off this week, so a little more time to do this. Also, anytime on the road here. Don't really have a commute right now, but going to see family and having a 200-mile trip here is a good chance to get out and do some of this. Thanks. Bye.